So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dynamic Billiard Treviso Open here in Italy. And I have Ralf Souquet in the commentary box with me for this final, and it's going to be a cracker, Ralf.
Hello, David. Thanks for having me again. Yeah, we're going to see two of the hottest player for the last maybe 2-3 years now. Number 3 seed, or number 3 ranked, I should say, Joshua Filler against number 8th ranked Eklent Kachi, both members of the European Mosconi Cup team, both trying to win their 3rd Eurotour title. So, yeah, probably the two players that have played the best here throughout the week and deservingly reaching the finals. Eklent won the leg and is starting in game 1 and scratched. So that gives Joshua the chance to steal the first rack of Eklent's break. It's not an easy layout with the 2-ball close to the 6 and the 8, but with ball in hand it was not so difficult to find the gap.
Excuse me there, Ralf. Had a bit of a coughing fit.
Yeah, all good. So looks like he's trying to get position for the 4 in the opposite corner. Yeah, managed to get there and really looking solid and comfortable for in all the matches that I have seen Joshua playing so far.
He has looked really solid.
Yeah.
And it's quite a contrast of styles, actually, between these two players.
Yeah. I mentioned it already in both semifinals, that the first semifinal with Victor and Joshua,
yeah,
the two very loose, fast players. And then, even though Thomas and Eklent are not the slowest players, but there was still a big contrast in the two semifinals.
Yeah, sure.
And now we have the two big contrasts in the match.
Two of the biggest players as well. And Joshua gets into a flyer, takes a 1-0 lead over Eklent Kachi. And it was Kachi's break, and he scratched.
He's scratching the side, yeah.
So Joshua will take that very nicely. It's been nice to have the crowd here in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few more coming in.
Let me see the quick run out by Joshua, who is breaking very solid. And if he keeps that break going, then he will be really hard to stop.
Wow, cue ball getting kicked round the table, but it stays there. He's made a couple of balls off the break. His next ball is the blue 2.
Well, that's the question here. Is he attacking and trying to bank? But I guess not. He's already looking at the options to play a safety. Because with aggressive players, you never know.
No, that's right. I mean, you could bank this and still get on the 3 quite easily.
Exactly. But
It's
when you miss it, then you might give it right back to your opponent.
And Joshua's just got the advantage by stealing a rack, so you don't really want to give it away.
I think it was the right choice, even though the outcome wasn't ideal.
Yeah, Eklent can see the complete 2-ball. There's distance between them.
And you don't really have many balls next to the 2 where you can hide the cue ball or the 2-ball somewhere. So
Yeah, yeah. Here, I think you've got to choose either the 2-ball or the cue ball to try and hide, and not don't think about both. Think where you want one of them. But there's not a lot of hiding space on the table.
exactly, yeah. That's what makes it so difficult.
Wow, I think Joshua can see
You can see
a good part of the 2, but not the part he needs to see.
not enough to actually cut it in the side. It's still going to be difficult to play a safety. So if you would draw the cue ball a little bit back, try to get behind the 4, but that makes the 2-ball quite fast.
Yeah.
So it might get back in play. So it's really not easy. That's why it takes him so long, because
Yes.
usually he would have been 3 balls ahead already.
And he's used his extension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was more of a hit and hope here.
I think, yeah.
And try to bring the cue ball just down table as close as possible to the rail, which he did. And yeah.
It's a good cue ball, put it that way. It's almost frozen on the rail.
But you didn't really have an option.
No, I think he
I
ran
didn't
out of
see anything, yeah.
He ran out of ideas. He used this extension, still couldn't come up with anything. Oh, and Eklent rattling the jaws of the pocket. He got
away with
lucky.
it, yep.
Not quite enough on the cue ball. It's an easy out for Eklent.
Oh, if you can get deep enough between the cushion and the 2-ball, he can stick the cue ball right behind the 8 again, or maybe the 9, depending on how full he hits the 2.
Mistake there.
Oh, barely hit the rail and
Yeah.
avoided the foul.
Yeah, a little mistake there.
But he has to bridge over the 9, so that shot is also difficult. And no extension left, so
He just caught the 2-ball a little bit thin off the rail.
I guess he's going to try to play a safety, maybe 2 rail, the 2, and try to hide the cue ball in the
He's
path between the 4 and the 6, maybe.
He's in a rush because he's used his extension.
Oh, he went for it. Okay. Nice shot, yeah.
In position for the 3, and he was really down on his time then. If you noticed in the shot, the referee was right behind checking the clock, and Joshua. But Eklent does that quite a lot. You know, referee calls time, and he's still there. I noticed in the semi-final, he was still moving the cue ball after the referee call time. You think, But yeah, composure.
Well, as long as you know your own rhythm and you're fine, then it's good. But when you start panicking,
Yeah, that's the
then you're in
thing.
trouble. And that actually happened to me in my very first match in the tournament. I was playing on a TV table with the shot clock, obviously, and I was not really in the game or in the tournament at all. And I, rushed a couple of balls, and I made mistakes and
Yeah.
therefore lost the match and had to go all the way through the loser side.
There we have a proud lady, Pia Filler, Joshua's wife, hoping that he can take that trophy home with him, or with them.
Nice shot.
And Joshua looking good here. 2-0 lead over Albania's Eklent Kachi. It's a race to 9. Alternate break.
Slowly the stances are filling up again.
Yes, yeah. It's of course it's a beautiful evening here. Sun is just setting over the mountains here in Treviso, Italy. Not far away from Venice. It's a beautiful little town, Treviso. And it's a lovely hotel. The BHR Premier Best Western. We've been coming to this hotel for many years, Ralf, and it's always a popular event. It's, have you heard any reasons to it as to why? Because it is a very well attended event every time.
Well, I have actually no idea. Obviously, the food is very good around here.
Yeah.
One of the greatest pizzas you can get. No doubt about that. But, I mean, I think people, first of all, like to stay in the venue or next to the venue. I mean, we are basically playing in the hotel, which makes it very comfortable. You know, after the match or before the match, you can rest in a room, go back to the room, whatever. That's always better than staying, you know, a little further away from the venue. So that's something. Then obviously the weather is usually okay here.
Yeah.
I mean, normally we are not here in May. We are maybe in February or late in the year, November. So this time the weather is really nice.
Too nice to play pool though, Ralf.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Yeah.
There's a massive break for Eklent, but he's been snookered on the 2. And he's looking up to the heavens, asking for some help.
Yeah, it's always the question, where do you push to? And not give your opponent a good opportunity, but you need to have an own plan to, you know, create something afterwards.
Yeah, because there is a good chance that you get it back. This would be an interesting decision now from Joshua. Cue ball is frozen on a rail, and that makes a difference.
I think he will give it back, to be honest. Maybe not.
Yeah, I would say he would have given it back. I would have been on the same side there, Ralf. Because of that cue ball frozen. That's my reasoning.
I mean, you can separate the balls. Put the 2 ball to the left, cue ball to the right side. But there's always... He hit it good.
Yeah.
But if the 2 ball goes a little further, then it leaves him quite an easy jump shot. That was the risky part of taking it on.
I think Eklent can see a piece of the 2. He can also come off the rail.
Nice speed here.
Well thought of. He didn't want the 2 ball coming out too far. He's using that 8 and the 3 as a bit of a blocker. If he didn't get the snooker, they would have been the gatekeepers. And now Joshua.
Couldn't really do much here. He just had to hit it and actually had to hope for a tougher layout. Not that it is easy, but there are worse situations than having to face a longer 2 ball.
Yeah. He doesn't need to come too far out, although he took a chance there playing it across table. If he'd have bumped into that 5 ball, could have been nasty.
I don't know if he's gonna draw it straight back, or it looks like he's follow through. Stunt follow maybe. It's tough to see.
Ideally, he wants to be on the right of the 4 as we just looked, because the 4-5 is not an option. He's going to draw now.
Actually,
Ralf.
where the cue ball is right now, that's where he wants to be at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had the angle towards the 8 that we
Yeah.
couldn't see from here. That was the problem.
And that's why he took his time.
Mm-hmm.
And now the 4-5 combination is there. It is a real tough one.
I don't think so.
He's going to snooker roll the 4 onto the rail, tuck
Mhm.
up behind the 5.
Exactly, yeah. Good shot. Looking at a 3-rail kick here.
Oh, almost made it. Almost made it to the center pocket.
Yeah, he couldn't hit it any better,
No.
to be honest. Maybe speed-wise, if you would have played it a bit softer, but then it might have stayed closer to the 9, so... Nice stroke here.
Very clean. 5, 7, 8 and 9 for Eklent to get his first point on the board. Only the 8 and 9 now for Eklent. Joshua still with the advantage. If you were with us from the beginning, Eklent won the lag. And that's very important. If you get to a tied situation at the end, hill. It's an important break to have as Eklent Kachi reduces the deficit now, trailing Joshua Filler 2-1. Yeah, Ralf, with the lag, is that something that you practice before the match, just a little bit on each table? Because every table's different, but...
I don't really practice it, but I still try to see how the table rolls, or, I usually roll it with my hand to just try to figure out, is the cushion a bit faster, a bit slower. But yeah, it's not like that I practice it 5, 6 times, because especially on the Eurotour, you don't really have much time to get,
the feel
in
of the
stroke.
table, yeah.
It's obviously different, some other events in the world, you have like maybe 15, 20 minutes to warm up. So here, you just have enough time to make a rec or maybe 2 recs. And then
Joshua with a dry break.
very unusual, but no open shot.
No, it's fortunate there that the 9 ball is blocking the path to the 1. It's a jumper ball though, but do you want to take that on now?
I think he almost has to.
Almost, yeah.
I don't really see a good option of playing a push out unless you maybe push to a different jump.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're only going to make it tougher for yourself. Hitting rail first, trying to kick. Difficult. Very difficult. Or on the other hand, you know, the angle is showing off the 2, so there are 2 problems here. When you jump it, the cue ball might jump off the table, and if you hit it good, then the cue ball is going to go away from the 2, so you don't really get a good position on the 2 ball, unless you would jump, follow through, which is...
Yeah. I mean, normally with a jump you get a fraction of draw on it,
so
or
now
at least stun.
he pushed a little bit further away to get less angle on the 1, so now it looks like he could go for the jump easier, or at least the position.
Yeah.
But it's still difficult. And that's why Joshua just gave it back. And obviously not a full ball to jump over.
Yeah, you
Before
see
it
that
would have been a full ball. Now it's like, yeah, whatever it is.
3/4.
Yeah.
Oh, terrific shot. But has he
But-
got the reward, Ralf? What you said?
Yeah. But he couldn't push much more to get it straight, because then it would have been too easy and Joshua would have taken it.
Yeah. Is he staying? Oh, he's not going to jump anymore. He's going to be kicking at this 2.
Yeah, trying to make the 2 in the pocket where the 7 is.
And a bit of help from the 7.
Yep.
And look at the cue ball. Perfectly onto the 3.
Absolutely perfect. Of course, he got a little lucky because he hit it so full that the cue ball didn't go that fast. Because if he would have hit it clean, then the cue ball would have traveled all the way to the end rail. He needs to draw back. He got... It's a little flat. I think he wanted a little more angle here.
Yeah. And again, didn't get quite enough.
No, I think that's actually okay, because he needs to come to the right side of the table to maybe play the 6 in the side or
To
in
the
the
corner,
top
yeah.
left corner. Hit that perfect.
Well, these 4 balls will tie the match up at 2-2.
Well, the hard work is done, but that doesn't mean you can take the focus off.
Yeah. That's what talked with Vincent about earlier in the day in some other matches that we were commentating on, and it's how you guys and girls miss. You know, you're pros, and someone asks, well, how do they miss a ball all the time? And a lot of the time it's your concentration or thinking of something else or undecisive.
Yeah, just take things for granted, and you know, don't keep focused until the very end.
Yeah.
That's probably the best advice also for amateur players or not pro players yet, that they...
Yes, Eklent's girlfriend, I think it is. And got a little bit camera shy.
Yeah. I think she realized that the camera was on her face.
Yeah.
I already mentioned it in the semifinals before.
Okay.
But then she didn't realize that the camera was on her. Nice break. Very good cue ball control.
Illegal break, Ralf.
Oh, it was illegal. Really?
Illegal.
Did no ball pass the line?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, wow. That's brutal.
Hit the corner knuckle. And bounce back. Wow. I was just about to say that was a good break as well. It was
That was
pretty
one of the
hard.
best. Yeah,
It
one of the
was.
best breaks I've seen so far in the last 3 matches.
I'm not sure what ball it was. The 3 ball, I think, hit the corner. Oh, it hit the middle knuckle.
It was the 4 ball, yeah.
4 ball.
Mm-hmm.
We have the luxury of a little replay here.
Yeah, that is really brutal. But I was, mentioning it with Imran earlier in the second semifinal that this rule can be brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? I mean, you got to have a set of rules, and to avoid any soft break-in,
Yes. Yeah.
you got to come up with something.
I mean, personally, I'd like to get away from the tapping mats and get the racks back. But it's just having referees at every table. And
Exactly, yeah.
so it's a tough one as Joshua takes the 3-2 lead over Eklent Kachi in this final race to 9. But yeah, we are looking into experimenting a little bit with the referees. There was a few tries here actually upstairs that can the referees make the racks at the moment with the tap-in template, but just see how many tables they can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And if possible in the future, we can get away from the tap-in device.
But when you say in the future, are we looking for next season or?
That really depends on how the trials go.
Okay.
Because, I want to try some things out this year with the referees. As you noticed, there was quite a few of them here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because of the COVID restrictions, that's one thing. But also, we want to try an experiment with a few breaking situations,
Well, now looking at the chat, if I can recommend a good coach.
Oh, scratching, getting a kick off the 6 ball. The cue ball getting a horrible, horrible kick.
Well, I guess this is bad luck for both now.
Yeah, I mean, look at
So
this 2-9 combination.
Combination, yeah.
Quick fix.
I mean, I would have assumed that Eklent would have run the rack before, and this one probably would have gone to Joshua, so it equals it out.
Yeah. Eklent Kachi getting a quick fix, courtesy of Joshua's scratch. Ties the match up 3-3.
Well, as mentioned before in the chat, I've been asked if I can recommend a good coach. Well, it always depends on where Dimitrios QR, kind of hard to pronounce the family name, where the person is from. I mean, there are some good coaches everywhere nowadays, so it's really hard to pick one out. It's probably Ralf when you're talking like one of the better coaches around. If the person is closer to Germany, for example, and if a person is, let's say, somewhere in New York, then Thorsten Hohmann is doing a good job there.
There are a few coaches.
I don't really have much time myself, but I'm not saying that I'm a good coach, but I had a few sessions here and there myself.
Okay. Is that something that you'd like to look into for the future, Ralf?
It's hard to say. It's not my favorite thing to do. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I don't say I don't like it, but I guess while I'm still competing, while I'm still competitive, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Maybe when my career is going, a lot slower, then that could be something. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, with the recent results, it doesn't look like your career's stalling at the moment. I mean, we had a bit of fun a couple of months ago in
Yeah.
Slovenia.
Absolutely, yeah.
The oldest swinger in town. No, seriously, winning the gold medal there just shows. And you had a pretty decent tournament here too.
Yeah.
I thought we were not going to see you in a commentary box.
And
You
I
were
actu-
hoping.
Yeah, I was hoping myself, yeah. But I had a really, really long day yesterday with 5 matches playing over 12 hours total.
Yeah.
And not that I was tired this morning, but I just, it was rough. I didn't really get enough rest because when you played for like 12 hours, you need some time to calm down, and that's why I didn't sleep that well. And I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's just, maybe if today's match would have been at 1 o'clock instead of 10 in the morning, things could have been different.
Yeah. I think it's all unlucky. I was close from Eklent. I think it's all part and parcel of being a professional pool player. You have some good days and bad days. You have some good tournaments where, you might have a time schedule of 10, 11, 12, and sometimes you just get the bad one and you get a 9 o'clock schedule. It's a tough life for a professional sports person, regardless of the sport.
It's just in pool is a little more difficult, let's put it that way, because there are not many other sports where you have so many matches a day.
That's true. Yes, yes, that's true. So the coaching requirements, I just noticed there that he lives in Sweden, Dimitrios. So, but he's
Well,
willing to travel, he says.
Then I can only think of Jürgen Sandmann being based in Norway.
Norway, yes. Yeah, another good coach.
Absolutely, yeah. Former WPA president and WCBS president, very well-known coach as well, and EPBF president and whatnot. I mean,
Jürgen's been around a little bit and achieved quite a lot as well. Well respected within the billiard world. He was at the first billiard university in the Ukraine. He was a teacher.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the first billiard university. One of his students, Victoria Nagorna. She's a decent player, but she's turned into a coach.
While we watch Joshua.
Someone's just questioning whether we are live or not, and it's dubbed. I'm not sure about that, Ralf. Are we dubbing each other? We are sure live, ladies and gentlemen. We are sitting just behind the table, actually, in a sort of a corridor. The commentary box corridor. And Joshua Filler takes a 4-3 lead. There's Pia, Josh's wife, who's also actually improved her game tremendously.
A lot, yes, absolutely.
And I suppose it's a benefit having a husband as good as Joshua.
Yep. I guess you couldn't ask for a better private coach, so to speak.
Yeah. I wonder if he invoices Pia for his coaching.
I guess the bill gets settled in different ways there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dimitrios is asking for the name again. Jürgen Sandmann. So that's his name, Jürgen Sandmann.
That would be probably the shortest traveling.
Yes, yeah, up that way. And there could be others, but it's the ones that we know. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Right now in Sweden, I'm not really sure if they have... I mean, obviously, I could mention some players, but I'm not really sure about their coaching...
Yeah, ability or wanting.
Wanting, exactly, yeah.
Not everyone wants to do the coaching.
And Jürgen Sandmann is a Swedish native, just lives in Norway. So
Joshua having a good break there. He has got a shot to the 2.
Yeah, just put a little bit too much juice on the cue ball. That's why it traveled all the way back into the kitchen and close to the rail. Just checking if you could see the full 2 ball. looks a bit tricky. I don't know if you can actually see it. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah.
Really nice shot. Maybe got a little straight here on the 5 ball, but still okay. Just can draw it back. Got a little short here, but still okay. You want it like a foot more to the basically center line, 50-yard line.
Yeah.
But it's still okay. You can play with nice speed. Just use both rails and should be okay. Yeah, perfect.
And this will give Joshua a 2-rack lead again. Started off 2-0. Match went to 2-2. Been a seesaw since then. Now Joshua with this 9 ball gains his 2-rack advantage again, and he's in the driving seat. Lead Eklent Kachi 5 games to 3.
I think we still have some issues here with the firewall in the hotel. That's why
Yes.
the stream is not like...
On Facebook, you see, yeah, we've not streaming it on Facebook. They've been killing us the whole 3 days with the firewall here.
Okay.
And we brought a new encoder to try and bypass it, but it's still playing up. So we just put the link on there. It is free to watch on the Kozoom TV and on Kozoom's YouTube. And of course, broadcast live in 10 countries. So if you're in one of those countries that are broadcasting it live, Poland, for example, Serbia, Slovenia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Greece, Bulgaria, have a look at Sport Club TV. We're here back in rack number 9. Eklent Kachi breaking, trailing 3 games to 5.
This time with a legal break and a nice layout.
Made a couple of balls off the break there, and it is a good layout. Very nice indeed.
And as a reminder, we will have a commercial timeout after this rack. This is basically the only official timeout for the players after 9 games.
Yes, mandatory timeout for the players then. There's a short break after 4 racks, a longer break after this one, after 9 racks, and then another short break after 13. And that's to allow the TV stations to show their adverts. Really played that with some pace.
Well, he had to, because the angle was a little bit to the wrong side, let's put it that way. You know,
Okay.
if he would have been straight, then he could have just drawn back a bit, because he definitely wanted to go the way he actually did.
Just notice Mr. Schmitz is on the chat. Good evening to you, wherever you may be at the moment. As we watch Eklent Kachi trying to reduce the deficit with these 2 remaining balls before we go to a commercial break.
Nice stroke on the 8 ball. Gives him quite an easy 9 ball to close the gap to 4 games to 5.
He does. So there we have a short commercial break. And we'll be back again shortly. Stay tuned.
So after 9 racks, the score is Joshua Filler 5, Eklent Kachi 4, Joshua to break in rack 10. Cue ball got kicked away again and is snookered. So no clear path for the 2 ball.
It was fortunate he made 2 balls off the break there, because it was only the 6 ball that ventured in the kitchen.
Otherwise it would have been an illegal break.
Yeah. So I think, did he reduce the velocity there, or did you happen to notice?
No, I actually think he's breaking harder than in the match before, to be honest.
Okay.
I thought he was breaking softer the match before, but got better results.
All right.
Because you can tell, he lifted up his left foot, and that...
Okay, yeah, so putting the body behind it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he probably realized that the referee here is racking a little bit different than the one in the match before. That can make a huge difference.
Yeah. Or DJ around there, I'm not sure. I just saw Simon replied, but on the chat, it is a race to 9. So just hearing Ralf already gave you the info. And of course, there's people on the chat giving you more info.
So Joshua pushed out and brought the cue ball to the top rail. I guess Eklent was not happy with the choice he found, so he gave it back to Joshua.
Just want, I was going to say, just drop the cue ball down behind these 3.
He hit it perfect, but you see how close the 2 ball went back from the rail.
Yeah.
If he would have hit the 9, it would have been an open ball.
Yeah.
That's how tricky the shot was, and that's the reason why Eklent actually gave it back, because it had to
The
be
risk
played.
factor.
Yeah, it had to be played 100% perfect. This ball is actually quite difficult to hit, because the 3 is blocking like the natural path coming from the lower side.
Yeah.
And from the other side, you have the 5 and not the 5, but the 6 is blocking. So I guess he has to play it low in order to shorten the cue ball.
Yeah. That's a good shot as well. So when you say playing low to shorten the cue ball, you mean widen the angle on impact, so it's hitting the cushion and it widens the angle, or?
It actually shortens the angle.
Shortens the angle.
Yeah. Because of the backspin,
Okay.
the cue ball is not coming on its natural angle. You make it
Okay.
shorter.
All right.
And that's the only way to hit a ball when the clear path is not there.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's obviously very difficult then to control the cue ball and the object ball.
Yes. But if he had played that shot there without draw on that, and played exactly the same place, he would have missed that ball?
Yeah.
Okay, so he would have come shorter or...
Shorter, yeah.
So there you go, a little bit of hints there for you players.
Yeah. I mean, now the 2-ball was roughly in the middle of the end rail.
Yeah.
And without the draw, he probably would have ended between the first and the middle diamond. So he would have been at least half a diamond short.
Okay, so a big, big difference.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, get down to your local club and get practicing. As Joshua Filler takes this 9 and a lead of 6 games to 4, race to 9.
Yeah, really looking comfortable, even though he doesn't seem too happy with the game, looking at his gesture, but I think he can be happy.
Yes,
the way
I think so.
You know, he's playing, and I mean, you're never perfect, and this was a great safety here. And
that
you could have tell, I mean, you know, just the way he reacted on the ball.
Yeah.
Six games to 4. Eklent Kachi to break in rec 11.
He needs to get a good one, Ralf. He cannot afford to let Joshua get a free rack lead and a break in the next one. That's better. Made a ball off the break. That was the 1 ball. He's got a nice shot on the 2. The 3 is hanging by the corner pocket. A very nice open table. Just from the 3 to the 4 is the question here.
Yeah, it depends on if he can draw the cue ball all the way back to the end rail. Because it looks like quite straight. So I don't know if he has a clear path to draw it back or follow through, or yeah, I think he's going to go all the way back.
Yeah. That's a terrific shot.
But it's still no gimmick, because you need to make sure that you pass the 9, but then, you know, you need to have a good speed control, because very easily you can underhit it and have to face, you know, a tougher shot than you want to have. And when you're careless, then you bump into the 9 and you create trouble again. So
let's see what Eklent does, and he does it nicely.
but he has to cue over, or to bridge over the 5, which makes the shot also tougher than he actually wants to have it.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's, yeah, not as bad as we
Same,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah, not as bad as we thought.
Now it looks okay. Assuming that the 6 has a clear pocket, which I believe it does. Even though it's hard to tell. We had earlier in the other match where both Imran and I thought that 7 ball is never gonna pass the 9, but it
flew in.
It was wide open, yeah.
It's always difficult from this position here in the commentary box, Ralf. It's very hard to tell.
Yeah, from here it's okay. Now even though I don't see the path, but I can tell that that it's good. Yeah, it's definitely a dogfight. So it's.
Oh yeah.
much closer than both matches before.
Yeah, the other match is very, very one-sided.
Yeah, they were kind of lopsided. Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. But
That's part of it, you know.
yeah.
You need a bit of luck in all sports. You need it around this table. And if it's with your opponent, there's not a lot you can do. As Eklent Kachi reduces the deficit again, now trailing 5-6 against Joshua Filler. And Joshua's break next. So as long as Joshua can hold on to his break, he's in the driving seat.
And that's exactly what he likes to see.
Yeah.
And Eklent actually needs to wait or to hope for a mistake, either a bad break or whatever, or some mistake from Joshua. Otherwise, there's nothing he can do.
Yes, that's true. There's got to be a mistake or some unfortunate error from Joshua for Eklent Kachi to have a chance of winning this. Trailing 5-6. The break is against him. I made a ball off of the break. The 7 ball is down. He has got a shot to the 1. I think it does go past that 8, but it's tight.
I think making the 1 is not the problem. I think getting the position on the 2 is the trickier part here.
Wow.
It's that good, but it's not a gimmick here. Maybe cueing it a little bit over. Being a left-hander, it's okay. Being a right-hander would be more tricky here. It's that good too. Nice speed control.
And now he's looking at the 4 ball going past the 8.
Gotta watch not to foul with his shirt or pants.
That's a good shot from the camera there because the referee was up the other end.
Exactly.
And because Joshua was so quick, he hasn't got the time to get round there. So good that the cameraman was in there and we could actually see.
But I think even if we would see a foul, we cannot overrule the referee.
No, not at all. But it would be a good discussion point.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, but yeah, the referee not at fault there. There's no way he could run round the corner. Joshua is so quick. I think you just have to make your choice and you're there. You know, and you have to deal with it.
Nice plate. Get the cue ball around. 3 rails.
That's perfect position. And a 9 ball will give Joshua Filler 7-5 lead now in a race to 9, needing 2 more racks to collect his 3rd Eurotour title in his short career. Ralf, I think you have the most titles, is that correct?
I believe I do, yes.
Yeah.
With 23.
23 Eurotour titles, wow. Do you remember every single one of them?
No, certainly not.
Is there any one that, you know, stays in your mind that's special?
Mm, no, not that I can think of
No.
right now. Mm-mm.
They're all just as important.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't even think when was the last one. Was it 2017 or no, no, no.
A little bit.
19, 18,
Oh, when was
19?
that? I know. I will have a look because I do remember your celebration. It's a little bit similar to Slovenia, because
Well, obviously, oh, now we see another dry break. He made one ball off the break and only one more ball past the line. I mean, the four ball got close going into the kitchen, but didn't. That's the second time already in the match with quite an easy open table.
yeah, and that is a bad time to do it because it was Eklent's break.
Yep.
If Joshua steals this, he's up breaking next to clinch the match.
But back to your question, obviously, yeah, when you haven't won a bigger tournament in a while, then obviously, you know, but when the win comes, then the celebration is maybe a little heavier than when you win like 10 tournaments a year.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I think that is kind of natural.
And the advantage here for Eklent is there is a mandatory timeout after this rack for 2 minutes. So he gets a little bit of time to, you know.
But you didn't do really anything wrong here.
No.
I
No.
mean, he hit the break hard. It was just a little unlucky, and it was the same in the very first rack
Yeah.
of the match. So twice he hit a good break. He had a nice, easy-looking open table, and Joshua both times
Yeah.
was able to steal it from him. So, but this is what you need. I mean, that's exactly what you need to win big events. You know, I cannot think of one tournament that I won where I didn't have a role here or there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And the tournaments where I actually played the best, I have to remember the 2006 World Championships. I got drilled in the finals.
Yeah.
I played almost perfect until the finals, and then I had almost no chance playing Ronnie Alcano in Manila because he came with a strange break, and I was not able to copy that.
Okay.
I stuck to my break and lost by a big margin. Yeah.
And Joshua Filler on the hill now, leading 8 games to 5.
So Joshua took the opportunity and took a quick break himself, left the arena to get refreshed, and is now breaking for the championship.
Wow, what a break it is.
Hits it good. Cue ball got kicked down table, but exactly where the cue ball needs to be, because that's where the two ball is.
And this, I don't see a problem on here, Ralf.
Me neither. Maybe the first position is the most trickiest here, but not really. Yep, now he knows it already.
And so does he. Resigned himself to the fact. That's second place here.
We got a little too straight, or actually with a flat angle towards the rail, so he has to punch it, but it's good. too far, but I think he can bump into the 8 and separate the cue ball and the 8 a little bit again. He should be fine.
Send the 8 a little bit down the rail.
Yeah. Might be even better than being too straight and, and have just a small distance between the object ball and the cue ball.
Now 2 balls for Joshua Filler to take his 3rd Eurotour title. And our next tour stop is in St. Johann in Austria in June. So look out for that as Joshua Filler wins his 3rd Eurotour title. Yeah, that's a happy man. So hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay around, we're going to present the award trophy again soon. We're just going to have a very, very short commercial break and we'll be back to present the trophy. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being with us. Ralf, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure with you, sir.
Thank you, David.
And we'll see you all again and see you in the final soon, Ralf.
Hopefully in St. Johann.
There you go.
Looking forward to it.
That's the date. Okay,
All right.
see you, bud.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.